We're going to talk some LA City Section basketball in a moment, but we do want to thank our participating sponsors. Of course, Pacific Surfliner. They've always been good to us. They're the presenting sponsor. And Wingstop. Thank you for your involvement. All right, City Section basketball. Fairfax, the reigning champions. We're going to have them next week against Westchester. And Paul, when you think of Fairfax, you think of dominance in the LA City Section. And the fact that they were able to get by Westchester 3 times last year.
Well, and that's very rare because those two teams, every time they play, it seems like something meaningful is going on. But they always treat you to an entertaining contest with a high level of competition, and I expect this year to be no different. But unlike last year, when I think in November most of us knew that the city final was going to be Fairfax and Westchester, there are some other teams involved that we'll talk about that could make things quite interesting in the city section.
Let's talk, though, about Keith Dinwiddie. This guy's a sharpshooter. Actually, in that championship game for Fairfax, he came off the bench, but he's lighting it up early this year.
Yeah, he is a terrific combo guard. He can play the point, but he can shoot the lights out. And for new coach Reggie Morris Jr., and Fairfax is so lucky to get him as Steve Bake stepped down. But Reggie just coaches winners, coaches success. He had good success at Redondo. He also had good success at St. Bernard. And he's got some terrific players as well. They lost a lot. They lost Ethan Anderson. They lost Dalen Williams to the college ranks. But he's got Justin Hunter and Justin Gladney and an exciting transfer from San Ysidro, a young man named DJ Dudley. Fairfax will be around at the finish. You can count on it.
So will Ed Azam. He, of course, the venerable head coach at Westchester. So many championships for Ed. Kind of an unknown product. Pollard comes back, the one returning starter. I know TJ Wainwright's a nice transfer from Santa Monica, but we don't know a whole lot about these Comets.
No, I think this is the team that'll be better in January and February than they will be in the early part of the season because Ed will coach them up, and if you don't play Ed's style, you'll sit next to him. But I think he's got a lot of talent on this team, most of them being transfers. They've got some size this year. They've got Marlon Harris, who's about 6'7". He transferred in from Dorsey. He's also got an exciting freshman named Angel Corona, who's 6'8" and getting rave reviews. And you mentioned TJ Wainwright. He's a 20-point-per-game scorer. Westchester will be around once again, I would think, certainly semifinals at the least.
I like what Birmingham has. Nick Halic's a very good coach. He's got some players back. One of them's David Elliott, who can really shoot the pill.
Yeah, well, and they had injury problems last year, and plus Coach Halick always schedules a very difficult non-league schedule to get his team ready for the rigors of City Section. So while their record wasn't that great last year, this is a team that finished really strong, and as long as you've got the Cofield brothers, you're going to be in every game. And Corey, of course, was the West Valley League MVP, and Elisha, who had some injury problems last year, is fully healthy from what I hear this year. So Birmingham could be a real dark horse in that City Section.
I'm not sure they're going to win the league title in the West Valley because the Taft Toreadors are for real with a lot of guards who are very long.
Yeah, Derek Taylor's got guys that they're so perimeter oriented. This will be a really exciting team to watch, and it's a lot of familiar names. They've got Demetrius Caleb Jr. His dad played at Michigan and played in the NBA. He's a 20-point-per-game scorer. They've got Jason Hart Jr., of course, who played at Syracuse, also played in the NBA. They've got Ramel Lloyd Jr., whose dad, Rock Lloyd, was a big-time star at Syracuse and Long Beach State. He's already putting up some big numbers for Taft. And then I think the best player they might have, though, is the guy who does a little bit of everything. Khalil Haywood is a two-way star. He's a terrific defender and rebounder and the type of guy who can get you a double-double every night.
And there's some depth in the City Section. Washington Prep's really good. They played Taft to a 2-point game to begin the season. Gardena looks to be very strong. View Park and others. So there is depth in the city.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot more exciting playoff season this year than last, when it seemed like Fairfax and Westchester was a preordained conclusion. Not so this year. Should be great fun. And of course, as you know, Randy, those league battles in the City Section are always played in front of packed gymnasiums and an electric atmosphere.
We cover so much ground on our Pacific Surfliner basketball game, so much territory. Are there other teams that you want to talk about? You got a lot of names and numbers on that board. I'm sure we missed a few squads and players.
We did, Randy. And, one guy that I have to mention is one of the nation's top players from Mayfair, and that, of course, is Josh Christopher, one of the top maybe 3 undeclared players in the country. This is a guard who fashions his game after Kobe Bryant, and this guy plays a little bit like Kobe Bryant. He's got an intense work ethic. He can play many different positions. He's going to keep Mayfair, along with a New York transfer by way of Findlay Prep, Dior Johnson. Anytime you've got 2 elite players, you're going to win a lot of games. Watch out for the Mayfair Monsoons, one of my favorite nicknames. And then, of course, you've got perhaps the upset of the year so far is Santa Clarita Christian defeating Rancho Christian. And they've got some guys. They've got a terrific all-around player in Caden Starr. He's D1 college bound. They've also got Ty Harper and Josh O'Garo, the type of guys who can put up 20 points any particular game. And I've got to mention the Corona Centennial Huskies. They lost 3 of their 4 best players to transfer, and I thought it might be an off year for Coach Josh Giles over there at Centennial, but he's a terrific coach, and he's getting it done. Paris Dawson stayed. He's the lone returning player from last year's highly successful team, but Josh is getting it done with freshmen. He's got a couple of terrific freshmen in Jared McCain, who's a pure shooter, and Aaron McBride, and they've already pulled 2 of the biggest upsets of the young season. They defeated Jay Sarah, and they defeated Rancho Christian, so Josh Giles is getting it done. Keep your eyes on Corona Centennial.
They will be good, but so will be that great basketball game, Fairfax and Westchester. Again, Friday the 13th. That's a scary thought. Right here, 7:30 on KDOC. And again, we want to thank our title sponsor, Pacific Surfliner and Wingstop, for helping us out. And it's going to give you a great menu of high school and college basketball. For the Professor, I'm Randy Rosenblum. We'll talk to you down the road right here on KDOC. Take care, everybody.